Alright, so I just got home. I got my Starbucks cold brew nitro sweet cream. I don't know what it is. It's really delicious. But of course, right when I get in line, a trade breaks out, so I had to hurry home. But luckily for me, I'm able to make videos for you guys, and they've been a lot of fun. I know that I get a little bit stressed out and I get a little bit agitated sometimes, but I have the best job in the world. I'm never going to complain about it ever again. And to be honest with you, my voice is going a little bit, so if I fumble over my words, just laugh at me. It'll be fine. We're not going to do any edits in today's video because for the most part, I pretty much got it all up in my head. The Red Sox are making moves. The Pirates, they've traded away so many good players in exchange for not one single top 100 prospect that I don't know what the Pirates are doing. I am trying so hard to be there for the city of Pittsburgh because between the Steelers and the Pirates, whew, there's been a lot of turmoil going around from just good teams turning into bad teams and bad teams staying bad and trading away their best pieces. But either way, before we talk about the Yankees acquiring Jameson Taillon, one of the more slept-on pitchers in baseball, and when I say slept on, I mean Conor McGregor slept. Get it? Because that's exactly what happened last night. I'm a big-time Conor McGregor fan, so this hurt me. I'm not excited to make these jokes, but everyone's making memes, so I thought might as well throw in an MLB recap. But again, before we talk about the Yankees, let's talk about their rivals, if you even want to call them that, because the Red Sox-Yankees has kind of been boring for the last few years. Ever since Joe Kelly fought Tyler Austin, not really much has happened. But the Red Sox, they acquired 2 stars, maybe 1.5 star. Kike Hernandez, I absolutely love the way that he plays the game of baseball. Offensively, he's had hit or miss seasons. Like in 2020, he was not the same guy, but in the postseason, you could count on him to play any position that you want. So that's what he gives the Red Sox. He gives them versatility and the passion, the fire that he brings to the diamond every single day. And they got him at $7 million a season for the next 2 years. So they definitely underpaid for Kike, but they had to overpay for Garrett Richards. So $10 million for 1 year, it's pretty much a low risk. It's kind of actually a medium risk, high reward because $10 million is not chump change, especially for a Red Sox team that traded away Mookie Betts to save on cap space or to stay underneath the luxury tax. And then they're giving a guy with a mid-4 FIP over the last 3 seasons $10 million. So the Red Sox are hoping to get Angels version of Garrett Richards because when he was with the Angels, he was easily one of the more underappreciated and one of the better pitchers in the American League. But because he was on a bad Angels team, not a lot of people talked about him. So if he can become a number 2 in that Red Sox rotation, $10 million for 1 year, I think the Red Sox will go ahead and take that off the chin. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the Yankees blockbuster trade. I'm going to put that in air quotations because Jameson Taillon, the guy that they got in return for 4 different prospects, maybe even 5, I can't remember the exact amount, he has the potential to become a number 2 starter. Yes, he could be just as good as Luis Severino or Corey Kluber, and we're talking about aging, injury-prone Corey Kluber, not Cy Young Corey Kluber, so remember to keep that context in mind. But the Yankees, again, just like I said, they're getting Jameson Taillon in exchange for Miguel, excuse me if I botch these names, I've never heard of them, I'm going to try my best, Miguel Yazer, Roansy Contreras, Maikel Escotto, and Canaan Smith. If I botched that, please let me know, but let's go ahead and go over the prospects that the Pirates are getting in return, because again, they've acquired so many of them, 14 over the last 30 days, but the only thing is, not one single prospect that they've gotten in the Josh Bell, Joe Musgrove, or Jameson Taillon trade has been in the top 100 for all of baseball. So are they really making a dent in a rebuild? We'll have to wait and see. Miguel Yazer, he's the number 15 prospect for the Yankees. He's a 22-year-old right-handed pitcher with an ETA. That means when is he expected to be in the big leagues of 2021? So he's expected to be a big-time starter this year. He throws anywhere from 92 to 95 miles an hour on his fastball, and he had a 2.14 ERA in Double-A just last season. So if anyone is going to be the quote-unquote star or the stud prospect in this trade, I believe it's going to be number 15 prospect Miguel Yazer or Yajure. Number 19 prospect Yonzi Contreras. He's a 21-year-old right-handed pitcher. He can get up to 97 miles an hour on his fastball, and he has a really nice mid-80s changeup, so he can really switch it up. He kind of reminds me, just the way that he throws, he's got a nice fastball, he's got a good changeup. He kind of reminds me of Luis Castillo. So the Yankees were trying to get Luis Castillo, but then they traded away maybe possibly Luis Castillo 2.0. So if you're a Pirates fan, be excited about those 2 young studs. Next up, we have 21-year-old lefty bat outfielder Canaan Smith. He was a quarterback in high school, and might I add, he was a pretty good quarterback, so he's got the raw athleticism, he has the power. I like the fact that he throws righty, but hits lefty. You got to face the facts. The game of baseball was built for left-handed hitters because you're already closer to first base. So that's why Shohei Ohtani has such good home to first base speeds. Not that he's the fastest guy in the world, but because when he swings, he's already got his momentum going to first base. He just gets there so much faster. So I really like these three prospects so far. And then last but not least, we have Maikel Escotto. He's an 18-year-old prospect who's already almost 6 foot tall, 180 pounds. He almost had a 1,000 OPS and 45 rookie games for the Yankees last season. So let me just recap if you're a Pirates fan. You get Miguel, Roansy, you get Canaan, and you get Maikel. So you get the 15, the 19, the 21st prospect, and then Maikel, he's not ranked right now, and I'm pretty sure that's just because he's so young, but that is a lot of prospects. So if you go through the last 3 trades for your big name players, Josh Bell, Joe Musgrove, and Jameson Taillon, remember, I said this before, that is 14 prospects in the last 30 days. I have to give them a round of applause because that is what you need to do if you are rebuilding. But the fact that none of them are in the top 100, you almost have to give more props to all the other teams that they traded the players to, the Nationals. They didn't give away any of their top 10 prospects, I think. If we were talking about Joe Musgrove, maybe they gave away 1 in Hunter Heed. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But props to really all the other teams that have been involved with this Pirates rebuild because they haven't really given up too much. So let me know if you're a Pirates fan. Are you a fan of this? Are you not? So let's go ahead and break down Jameson Taillon, the protagonist of today's video, because for his career, he's been solid. A 3.67 ERA, a 3.55 FIP, and a new stat that a lot of people have not heard of, but we're going to talk about today, a 3.93 SIERA. If you don't know what SIERA is, SIERA quantifies a pitcher's performance by trying to eliminate factors that the pitcher can't control by himself. But unlike a stat such as xFIP, SIERA considers balls in play and adjusts for the type of ball in play. So SIERA might be the cream of the crop stat if we're talking about pitchers. And on top of that, he's had a solid 8.1 strikeouts per 9. He is not going to be Garrett Cole with a 13.9 K per 9 or a 28 strikeout percentage. That is never going to happen. But one thing I do like about Taillon is that he does not give up the long ball and he misses barrels a lot. I'm going to throw up a graphic right now from Baseball Savant. If we're taking a look, everything that you want in red is pretty much middle of the road red or in the top 80 to 90 percentile. He's got a fastball that gets anywhere from 95 to 98 miles an hour. His spin rate is top 70-ish percent. That's just amazing. The fact that the Yankees were able to pull this off, they don't need Trevor Bauer anymore, so it's not like they have to give a guy $25 to $30 million a year. Maybe Trevor Bauer is even a $32 million a year guy. Maybe he actually gets that because I'm sure that's what he wants. The only problem that I see right now with this Taillon trade, because the prospects that they gave away, they're sunk costs. I don't think that they were ever going to make a big difference in my opinion. Maybe Miguel, their number 15 prospect, because I like the way that he threw in AA, but that's pretty much besides the point. The one issue that I do have is that Taillon has had 2 Tommy Johns thus far in his career. Most pitchers are not the same after Tommy John. If we take a look at Matt Harvey, he is no longer the Dark Knight. He is just simply Matt Harvey. So I'm praying to the baseball gods that Garrett Richards can be healthy for the Red Sox, that Jameson Taillon can be a solid 2 or 3 starter for the Yankees, because he has shown in the past that he can be excellent. So that pretty much does it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy. Remember, the Yankees they're no longer in the running for Trevor Bauer. So if you think that's still going to happen, I would pretty much just pack that idea in because it is fugazi. It is fugazi. It's not going to happen. All right, there we go. I have so much to do today. My backyard's almost done. I got to go oversee that. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe out there and have some fun watching football, huh?